Hello guys, FIFA SJD here, bringing you my second live commentary. This episode, I'm actually going to go through some of the confirmed information of FIFA 13 because I haven't talked about that in a video. Just thought this would be a good time to do it. So quickly we're going to go through the squad. In there I've got Diego Alves, who's amazing with 89 reflexes. We've got David Luiz, Lucio, Dede at the back. We've also got Inform Janino. I don't know what to think of him, whether he's good or not. Leo Gargo, Danilinho right mid, Wellington Silva left mid, Thiago Neves at Cam, and then we got Alexandre Pato and Robinho. So that is the squad. We're going to quickly try and find a game. Actually using the 3-5-2, it seems very popular at the moment. I mean, the formation card used to go for about 150, 200 coins, but now it goes for about 3 grand, and I don't know why that guy just left there. An 88 attacking, 87 midfield, obviously scared that I actually wanted to ready up, but maybe he just wanted to find a better opponent. I know some people do prefer to go out and play someone who's a bit more challenging, but who's to say I'm not going to beat him anyway. So unfortunately we're not finding a game right now. Quickly just gonna wait to get into it before while I try and find this game. It's a bit annoying this, and this guy's actually going to play with an 88 attack. We'll just have a quick look at his squad before we get into anything. Granny Bash FC, got a few nice team of the year cards with De Rossi and Hamsic. Got Inform Cesar, who's a pretty crap keeper in my experience. We've got Inform Samuel and also Inform Boateng. Ibrahimovic up front, and going on to Ibrahimovic, he actually played his first game for PSG and scored on his debut within the first 2 minutes. It was actually quite a good goal. If you're describing it in FIFA terms, he basically ran at the defender, did a heel chop past one, then a little skill dribble around another, and then slotted it into the bottom left hand corner. Pretty class goal. Montage worthy if you're talking about my clips, but if you're talking about clips from players such as iScale, then it would not fit in quite as well. If you haven't seen his legacy montage, I will actually leave a link in the description below because I think it is absolutely amazing and something you guys will want to see and not miss out on, because it's probably the best FIFA 12 compilation, if not going to be the best right until the end, unless someone else brings out something spectacular. Hopefully though, in this live commentary I'm actually going to do a lot better because we're on Ultimate Team rather than on head to head, which I never usually play, and I lost 1-0 unfortunately to a rather unlucky goal. So hopefully I'm going to actually end this live commentary with a win, even though we are against a better squad. But going on to what I wanted to talk about mainly during this live commentary is the FIFA 13 confirmed information. And the first thing I want to mention is actually in PES they have the the crowds like animated and everything, and they've got the cameramen, the stewards, and like the managers around the sides of the pitch. They are actually going to have that in FIFA 13. They have confirmed that they're going to like focus on the crowd a lot more, so hopefully that will bring a lot more atmosphere rather than just looking into the crowd at these cardboard cutouts. I mean, look, they do have cameramen down there, but they're all still and motionless and look rather crap really. It's like you're playing football on a 2D image rather than a 3D image, if you kind of speak. But going on to some more of the actual confirmed information, which is stuff like career mode. I mean, myself, I do not play career mode, haven't done all this FIFA, just prefer online gameplay much better. It's a lot more fun in my own opinion. Obviously everyone is allowed their own opinion, and some people will disagree with me and say that career mode is fantastic, but myself, I just don't like playing it. So what they have actually brought out for this career mode, which I will discuss, is transfers. They've actually gone and focused a lot more on stuff like the detail in it, if you want to say, stuff like Football Manager. They're kind of pushing towards that kind of game where they're going into a lot more detail. The transfers, you can actually offer a player with some money to actually go out and buy a player. So say you wanted to buy Fernando Torres for 50 million from Chelsea, instead of offering them 50 million, let's say you're Liverpool, you go and offer them 15 million and Andy Carroll for Fernando Torres and see what they say. Obviously that's not probably a realistic transfer or anything which would happen, but it's just an example which you can all get to grips with, because obviously Andy Carroll being 35 million or so they say. I'm actually going to quickly touch on the Olympics because it actually shocked me that the Olympic opening ceremony was something like £27 million, which actually cost less than Fernando Torres. It was an amazing Olympic ceremony and probably one of the best, or you're going to say it is if you're English anyway, with all the history and that. Some of it was a bit odd, and which I didn't understand why they were doing it. Maybe they could have gone out with just a fireworks show, but it did look pretty epic when they got all the Olympic rings at the top and did the fireworks. And also the James Bond thing and also the Mr. Bean part was hilarious. So maybe it was a pretty good Olympic opening ceremony. Myself though, I'm not really that fussed about the Olympics and probably won't watch most of the events. I'll watch the things that end in like 10 seconds, such as the men's 100-meter sprint, just to see how like Usain Bolt gets along, how he does. Someone actually posted a thing which they should have an egg and spoon race at the Olympics, and imagining Usain Bolt taking part in an egg and spoon race is just hilarious in my mind. But getting back onto the FIFA 13 topic, which is what I'm here to talk about and probably what you guys want to hear about. So they got the transfers where you can offer all these deals, and also a lot more negotiating goes on between the transfers, rather than them just saying we reject your offer or we accept your offer. It's going to be stuff like, if they reject your offer, they might come back at you like, well, we want this much money, not that much money, or we want this player and this. I don't know exactly, but they are going into a lot more depth within the negotiating, and you can also throw your offers back at them. Say if someone offers to buy your player, rather than just saying yes or no, you can actually say we want this much money for this player as we value him at the club as a first team player or whatever. And that's going to be a lot better because you're going to have to find the computer's price at which they're willing to buy, and not like over judge your player's price, because then they won't offer you ever again and like will just walk away with the deal, rather than actually coming back with another offer which you think is actually reasonable. So that's going to be something new to try and test out if you are a fan of career mode. Also, they are bringing internationals into career mode, which they value as a very big thing. I know they've been on about it a lot ever since it's come out, and done quite a few. They actually got one of the people who made the career mode to do a little interview and answer some questions which people had, and damn, that's offside. But the international career mode is pretty good. You can manage actually your club and your country at the same time, so it's not like you're going to be just scouting out for players over the course of the season until there's an international friendly match or whatever. You can actually still manage your club and then also go out and manage your country, and your player can play. Say like you have your virtual pro in career mode, you can actually use him inside the internationals. He will like get scouted and picked up if he is good enough for the side. Say you pick England, an English player, he will get scouted for England if you are performing well and on form in the Premier League. Let's say you play there in that league. Also, if you're a manager and you're wanting to get picked as the international manager, you're a lot more likely to get picked for the England job if you're an English manager in the Premier League, I believe. Or I think that's what they said anyway. So that adds a lot more depth to it, and whatever league you manage in then, it's probably going to be one of your favourite leagues if you choose to manage in there. So that's pretty well worked out, but it'll probably be your nationality. And we're all over this kid. 61% possession. I don't know what's happening. To say, I think he had an 88 attack, which is just absolutely ridiculous. They've also brought in these new news flashes into career mode, basically. It's I know they did this on FIFA 12 where like it came up if your player wanted a rest, or he didn't want to play next game because he was feeling tired, or he wanted to rest because of his injury, or maybe he wanted to play next game because he's on form and he thought he was doing really well and thought he deserved a chance in the side because of how well he was doing in training, etc. It goes on, but they're taking a lot more detail into this this year, and it's got like a full like report all the way down, and there's like news updates constantly going through. I believe also whilst you're playing matches there will be news updates coming up, say like you need so many points to win the league or whatever. It may come up with stuff like that. So I think that's all I've got to say on the FIFA 13 career mode. Hopefully I've explained it enough. If not, there will definitely be a link in the description to the article, so you can go and have a look at all the stuff for yourself. Just want to throw that out there because obviously I'm not going to be able to cover everything within this 18 minutes, because I'm also going to go on to now the skill games, which actually I'm looking forward to a hell of a lot to see what they've done with this. A lot of people have asked FIFA to or EA should I say, to make some kind of mini games, and it's something that we'd all look forward to and really enjoy. So what they've done is, when you're going into the loading screen, rather than actually just going into the arena and taking shots at the keeper for absolute no reason whatsoever, you're going to go into a little mini game, whether that be, and that's a nice header goal by Robinho. Kind of meant to do a Rabona with Pato there, I don't know if that quite worked out, but there's going to be a little mini game, whether it be passing, shooting, volleying, dribbling, free kicks, keeping the ball, and also crossing, all stuff like that. So it's like possession. It helps you really build up your FIFA skills and maybe even make you a better player with these kind of challenges, because I know free kicks are something that people do struggle with. I mean, I play people all the time and they never take the chances with free kicks, whereas if I get a free kick I score probably 9 or 8 out of 10. So that's something we want to improve on, and they have actually brought in a mini game for that as well. But I will be doing some tutorials as soon as the game comes out, because I just like to think that I can help people with that, and hopefully I do a good job of it this time, because I know last year my tutorials weren't quite spot on, but it was my first few videos, and hopefully I can just nail them this time bang on. So going into the skill games, they look really interesting. It records your time on them, your number of attempts, as well as it gives you a score for each one. So I don't know if while loading up for a match, say if you're online, obviously in single player I can see it'll work because you get to choose when you go into the game, but when you're online, maybe they'll give you a time limit before you go into the game to do these challenges, or maybe they'll just cut you off at some point when it's actually loaded, or maybe you'll have to wait for everyone to finish, which I think would be a bit of a mess about, because some people would actually just troll and not even complete the challenge just to piss everyone off, because there's just some dickheads out there like that. But you know how it goes. It's just how some people are and how they get their enjoyment pissing off other people. So the skill games do look pretty good. There's like the cones and the poles which you have to run around with. The dribbling one. The free kick one has actually got like the metal outlines of players as the wall. And then you've got like, it looks like cardboard boxes or something filling the entire goal. So I'm guessing when the ball hits them, it'll knock them out of a spot, and maybe it will show you your precision and your accuracy as to where you've hit, or maybe you'll have to aim for a certain target on that cardboard box kind of thing to try and get it in there. There's also passing, which looks pretty good, and trying to keep good play, as well as some free kicks and crossing which have like bullseye marks and also a wall as well, I think. Or maybe it's like, from here it looks like there's little tunnels things that you've got to aim for to get the ball into. So maybe you do like a drilled cross and you've got to get the ball within there, and that is a stupid pass from him, but I failed with the chip entirely. So I think the last thing I want to go on to with the FIFA 13 information will be about Kinect, because it is unbelievable how much they are trying to push Kinect this year with FIFA 13, adding it into the game. And to be honest, I think it's all a bit gimmicky, and I don't really like the fact that they are trying to push forward with this Kinect, and maybe could have focused a bit more on some other things. But if they have focused on everything else and actually pulled it off pretty well, then all more power to them, because they've done a good job. But if they focused all on Kinect and took time out of what they could have been focusing on other features, I'm going to be a bit let down with the game. But going into the Kinect's features, you can actually make substitutions and also tactical changes with this. So I believe you set them up as like tactic 1 and also like sub 1, sub 2 within the game. So then when you just shout out substitution 1, it will make that sub for you. But it does save a lot of time, obviously, like having to pause the game and go through scrolling down, and it combats that kind of feeling that people don't like the other player pausing the game. So if he has Kinect, he's going to go and make the substitutes with Kinect rather than pausing the game and wasting your precious 40 seconds. Oh, Thiago Neves with the long shot. As everyone says, it's only 40 seconds, but it seems like forever when you sat there waiting. You're like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Just press A, press X. Why on earth are you waiting that entire 40 seconds and they're actually making a substitution, which is a valid point in the game, something you need to do. But another point of Kinect is actually that they have the side of it where if you shout at the referee, you can get done and get booked, I believe. I don't know whether they were on about taking that out, because some people were complaining that they get the whole team sent off, because some people do get rather pissed off when playing FIFA and take it a bit serious rather than others who just play it for fun. Even people who play it for fun, you'll get pissed off from time to time. Maybe if you're like Hayes or iSkill and you're going for a good clip and you go and take on the whole team from a halfway line before then absolutely making a hash and a mess of that last finish. Maybe you hit the bar or something and get absolutely pissed off. I wouldn't blame you for smashing the controller or something. No matter how hilarious it would be for someone to watch if they weren't playing. They should live stream that, actually, just them attempting to get clips on webcam. It would be hilarious to watch them rage. But anyway, going on, so that's their thoughts on Kinect. And how has he not scored there? Damn, he even square balled it past the keeper and didn't manage to score. And what a save, Diego Alves. But that's what they're bringing in with Kinect, so hopefully it's not going to be too much of an effect on the rest of the game. Some features that I'd like to see, I believe I mentioned it before, but I'd like to see third team kits and also like, let me think. I'm trying to think what I'd actually like to see. Custom kits. I mean, custom kits, a lot of people have been going on about they couldn't make create a kit for Ultimate Team and pro clubs because what about if people drew dicks on them and stuff like that. But honestly, they have create a kit in the creation center and it gives you basically presets of all these kits. You've got Adidas ones, Nike ones, etc. They could just put that feature into Ultimate Team, I believe, and give you your own colours and that. And that's basically the choice you have of making the colours and then obviously the design. But you don't get to literally make it with all the shapes and do your own design of it. You just pick from these presets. So there's no possible way that kids could go and draw immature stuff on it or write the word fuck across the side of a t-shirt. And if they did actually bring out one which was really creative and you could really go to town making your own creative kits, they could maybe have a thing where you have to send your kit off and maybe someone reviews the kits before it actually gets put into the game for you to use against other players, because obviously with it being a 3+ rated game you can't have inappropriate content all over the kits there. And we've scored again with Alexandra Pato, so much for this guy having a good team. Anyway, coming into the 88th minute and the end of the game, and I'm winning 4-0. Hopefully my commentary's been as good as my performance on the pitch, even though I still don't think it's been that good. This guy's just been a pretty terrible player, so hopefully I've improved from the last commentary. As I said at the end of the last one, practice does make perfect, and you're not going to improve unless you try. And a nice little skill there, and hopefully a goal to finish it off. It is from Robinho. What a goal that is. Probably a nice little goal. If any of you have actually stayed to the end of this commentary to see that, maybe leave a comment in the comment section below saying sweet goal Robinho or something along those lines, just complimenting him, just so I can see how many of you have actually stayed until the end of a video. Would be interesting to see, because I know a few of you may not have time to, or a few of them who've left already will not have time to watch the entire thing and will have left already, unless they decided to watch it in parts. Like I did suggest in part 1, it is a good thing if you come back to my live commentaries and you don't have time to just watch them in parts of 5 or 10 minutes, and then you can split it up, maybe add it to your watch later playlist and watch it when you please. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you stayed this long, leave a rating down below as to whether it was good or not, and I'll see you all next time.